Lee, it's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
What are you up to this week?
Yeah, it's a bit of a fun week for all of us, I guess. Also a shorter week. All of us took yesterday off. Of course, taking today off as well. But we did jump into a call earlier and done some sprint planning, so sort of go over what we're doing this week. For Rob, it's going to be mostly Wooloop, I believe, as well as some bug fixing and stuff, I think, for some other games. But we'll mostly focus on Wooloop. But for me, it's sort of some new tasks. So now that we're a limited company, we need to be submitting VAT returns. So we're doing that this week, getting that prepped and ready to go. But other than that, the bakery book is pretty much ready to go. Just need to get the testing done. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time testing that. And today is going to be the day where I get the YouTube video for last week edited together as well. So yeah, some new tasks, but it should be quite fun. What about you, Jack?
For me, it's a much different week for me this time. Usually I'm doing picks up for the DLCs, but I finished the bakery DLC fairly early. So now I'm actually starting a new project, which is evolved around 3D modeling, for a new game you guys have got in the works or planning out. So this week I'm doing some modeling and trying to build out a style, and I'm trying to debate how long these models will take, and with animation, of course. So yeah, we're going well so far. I did a little character sheet this morning, and I'm modeling a little scroll, and we'll see how long it's going to take. So that's my day and week, pretty much, depending how bad it goes. Hey everybody, it is Tuesday, and it's just about to hit 9 AM. I got in about 10 minutes ago, had something little to eat, and I thought I would update you guys on what I was working on last week, as I had yesterday off. So yeah, I'm just in for the first time this week, and I just thought I'd show you what I've been doing. So last week I actually finished the bakery DLC. It is now fully complete. This one was pretty much my priority for the last few days. It took a long time to do this one, it's just packed with detail. And to wrap up the bakery, I thought I'd do two small images, which is this one I call ingredients, and this one's just a cute little robin pattern through some flour on the cutting board. I'm really happy with these few pieces. I may update this one. I'm not so sure how I feel about this. I quite like it. I just feel like there should be something in this little blank spot here, but I do enjoy the simplicity of it. It just depends how I feel a bit later. I also updated the sausage roll piece because I wasn't very happy with it. Robin Lee agreed as well that I think it was just a bit too simple, a bit too flat. So I added, thanks to Lee, I added a pot of dip there, thanks to Lee. That was his suggestion, so I did that for him. And he was completely right, it looks a lot better now. But yeah, apart from that, the bakery is fully done now, and I'm going to start to get to work on some 3D stuff. It is just about 5 o'clock on the Tuesday. I'm going to be heading home soon. I just thought I'd give you a quick small update on what I've been working on. It's been a really fun day for me. If any of you didn't know, I primarily have a 3D modeling background, so I've been given some 3D modeling stuff to do, which is really fun. This is for an upcoming project that the guys are working on, and they wanted to see what kind of things I could create in Blender. And this is what I came up with. This is a little scroll. And we're currently messing around with different art styles and want to try it take on. So you can see here, I can make a black and white version here. I did a little update, there you go. And we're also working on a toon variant, which looks slightly different from the current version. If I switch the snow tree over here, it's a bit more cartoonish, got a bit more highlights into it, and like the previous version, we can switch that black and white as well. I'm really happy with how it came out. I'm trying to encompass a lot of the detail into the actual shader itself to save on poly count. It's supposed to be a scroll, I haven't modeled the tail yet, but I'll be doing that tomorrow. But the next part of this I need to do is to create a walk cycle, which will be really fun to do. And I'll be taking that on tomorrow.
So yeah, it's the end of Tuesday, 5:15. It's been a standard first day of the week for myself, and that I've just been editing the YouTube video. You can see there it's being exported. And this time it's sitting around the 15-minute mark, which is ideal, because that's sort of what we're always aiming to get to. So that's great. Put a bit more effort into the quote-unquote funny edits this time. Hopefully it comes across alright, but we'll get that feedback tomorrow when Rob watches the vlog and gives it a watch. But yeah, as I've said, this is done. I'm going to leave my PC running overnight so I can get the export done. That timer there is quite deceiving, as you can see it's jumping up and down. So I'm just going to leave the PC turned on as I clock out and just let it do its thing.
Okay, so I'm working on Wooloop again. thankfully it's been a couple of weeks. I know I've been wanting to do it for a couple of weeks now, but I just haven't had the time, unfortunately. But yeah, the main thing I've been doing today is a bit of refactoring, stuff that I can't really show you, but the back end's running a little bit better now, a bit smoother. And yeah, my plan for this week is to just improve this editor window that we've got. So this is the editor that records the sort of like the routes you have to take with each color. So there's a few different upgrades that we want to do to that. The first one I've been sort of doing today is adding this like little visualizer, so now you can literally just click view on each of the routes, and then it sort of displays what it should roughly look like, and it adds the numbers in the order of the pins, a bit like colouring by numbers. Colouring by numbers? What is it? Dot to dot. Dot to dot, I mean. And yeah, it's looking really good. There's still a long way to go before this is done, but yeah, little steps.
Hey everybody, it is
Thursday,
9 o'clock, and I just got in, and I thought I'd give you a small update on what I've been working on yesterday. I did make a recording yesterday, but it just failed to work. Yesterday was all about rigging and a little bit of animation. Although I did do some style tests here, where I'm currently messing around with like some freestyle lines in Blender to try make the image pop a bit more. Because without the freestyle lines, you'll see soon in animation that the arm is hard to see on the shadow side. Speaking of which, I did create a walk cycle for him. I'm pretty happy with it. There's a bit of clipping with the freestyle lines, but that's nothing I can't fix. And I'm pretty happy with the walk cycle. He's got a bit of a strut in his walk, so I'm quite happy. And I did manage to get working a idle animation, which is looking pretty good so far. It's very subtle. It's just him breathing, really. That's coming through quite nicely. I'm quite happy with that. There's not much you can do with it really, with an idle animation. I may have his head turning, but I haven't decided yet. And like I said, yesterday was all about rigging, so that took me quite a while to do, as you can see here. I built a rig for him. That was really complicated because he's quite a small character in stature, so using a human rig for him was quite hard to implement, but we got there in the end, and it worked out fairly well. And right now, I'm pretty much working on a sad pose animation and a happy pose animation. Hopefully I'll have those done today, but we'll see how we'll get on.
It's Thursday, it's a little bit after lunch now. I didn't record anything yesterday, and that's because I was doing tax related stuff, so couldn't really show you that. But what I'm doing today is all Color Pixels DLC testing, so I'm slowly moving stuff across this board from in progress to testing to done. So going through all the levels one by one, calling them in, and then any issues I find, I'm loading them up into Paint.net and I'm making changes. Really minor changes so far, but yeah, it's good progress. I'm just going to carry on going through all these pictures and get them all ready for release.
It's just hit 4 o'clock, and I've had quite a busy afternoon today. The morning was spent pretty much doing that scroll model, but I've kind of moved on for the minute. I'm currently working on this little caterpillar guy. The modelling texturing process didn't take hardly any time at all. It is the rigging process that I'm currently stumped on at the minute. It's taking a little while to figure out. I've got a rig built here. It's just that it's not performing the way I really want it to. Really, the back should be arching upwards, so I don't really want a snake-like movement. I want more of a worm-type movement. So I'm trying to get to the back arches upwards, and the rig's just not performing the way I want. So I'm trying to make tweaks. I'm going to start experimenting with an IK rig, so when every time I move the head, it should arch the back, but I just don't know until I try. So that's pretty much going to be my afternoon.
It's 5:30 and I am ready to go home. I spent the rest of the day testing the levels, as I said, and I've just completed them all, at least the ones that needed doing for now. And they're all good to go now. There's some minor changes here and there, nothing too drastic across the board, so that's pretty good. Well done to Jack. There's a couple of images that do need attention. You see here the Baker mouse and the flour mill both have a very high pixel or color count, and so they'll need corrected. I try to correct them myself, but it lost a lot of detail using the methods I use, so I'm going to leave that to Jack to have a look at next week. And of course, the 3 images here haven't been touched: the dragon, the pretzel, and this sort of rolling pin one. Jack asked me not to look at those yet because he's going to be editing them anyway, so quite a lot of changes to make to those from what Jack's been saying, but all in all really good. Only 2 images to push back for Jack to fix, so well done there, and we'll be ready to get this going pretty soon.
Hey everybody, it is Friday, 9:35. I just got in and I thought I'd give you a small update on what I'd actually achieved yesterday. And before I went home, I actually managed to get the rig working. I think the problem was that I was just overcomplicating it. I just needed to build a simple rig and it kind of worked from there. Yesterday I was having the problem of I couldn't really get the back arching upwards as if how a slug or a caterpillar would move. But now it's working. We got on working. What I did was I attached a target to the front of the head here. You can see this big bone here. So the head essentially follows this bone no matter where I'm moving. So even when the back arches up, the head will stay straight. So I'm really happy with that. I'll see you do some weight painting now. I've almost done all the weight painting. It just needs a little more. As you can see here. Yeah, so I need to get this looking as smooth as I can. As you can see, the darker areas show where the bend's going to be the most, so I can actually control how the bend's going to be manipulated along the caterpillar. So once I tweak this a bit more, we should be looking good for animation.
So there's not much to show on the screen here, but I've spent all day just getting the Unity build for connection 2 of Color Pixels and Switch connected to the Switch. It's been a bit of a faff on, but at least it is connected now. Whilst it was downloading, I also took a bit of a break and just started throwing together a bit of a wiki page for ToastieLabs. Just something that's been on the back burner for a while because it's a requirement to have something that's publicly available for everyone to have verified. So if we can do that, that'd be great. But yeah, good news now. I've actually got the Switch connected, and I can see here I've got the book names translated, at least for English. It's not responding now, but that's fine. I was trying to get the actual level names translated as well. Done the first 10 in the animals book, but that hasn't actually worked, so I'm going to have to look into that and get that fixed before I go through translating the rest of them as well.
Okay, so I've been working more on the level editor for Wooloop. Basically, I've just been stripping the whole thing out and rebuilding it. I think it was taking a lot of time trying to fix what we already had and made it good. I think just restarting is probably the best way forward. So I've changed a lot of the back end as well, so a lot of the save files are now corrupted, which is fine. We only had 5 levels. But yeah, it's going quite well. So now you can start recording a route. This will pop up this little UI thing that's going on. You can click on view to view your current route, as you can see it here, and then you can keep clicking on these pins, and it's basically just going to keep adding to the route, and then this will be translated into playable instructions in game, which should be quite good. And you can change it all clockwise and anti-clockwise, stuff like that. That doesn't work yet, but you can shift the instructions up and around as well, which is kind of interesting. And yeah, it's just been a matter of literally one feature at a time trying to improve it. It's still a long way off. This height slider doesn't do anything at the moment. One nice thing is we've got this little indicator for the different routes. So yes, this basically tries to show you what the rope would look like. So it takes into account the color of the rope and the width of it. So it's just to give you an idea of which route is which. I found it quite useful when I was working on the levels back when they were populated. At a glance, you can basically see which route is which.
Approaching the end of the day now, and as I said this morning, I managed to fix up the rig for the caterpillar. So today has pretty much just been animating him and getting him ready. Made a few animations. This one is a special animation unique to him, so he just digs a little hole and comes back up. Has a little look around first. Down he goes. He comes back up. Quite happy with him. I like how his belly kind of morphs back into itself. It's quite cute. This is another animation. It's a little happy animation that he does. Just it sort of originates from his idle animation, but I'm quite happy with it. It's subtle, but it's nice. And the rest of the day, towards the end of the day anyway, I was working on the scroll. I came back to do the scroll again because there's a few animations that I wanted to touch up, such as the happy animation where he's jumping up and down. Quite happy with that. It's quite fluent. It's essentially just a few poses put together as a looping animation. It's quite nice. And this is the sad animation. Gets a little shock and gets sad. I'm quite happy with this one because I managed to make it so that the colours actually desaturate when you get sad. Not sure if we're going to carry this forward or not, but I quite like that I figured it out, so I implemented it. I also did a little render as well for the Discord, which just shows just him in all of his glory. Shows a little wife him as well. So yeah, it's been quite a busy day for me today, and hopefully I'll be able to carry on next week.
Guys, it's the weekend.
Weekend.
Woo! Pub Friday.
Yeah.
Woo! What have you been doing?
Yeah, so it's been a bit of a short week. We had Monday off, all of us. But starting on Tuesday, I made the vlog. That was pretty quick, but I've done it quite easily. And then the rest of the week I haven't been able to show much because I'm doing the tax. Because now that we're a limited company, VAT registered, need to set up a VAT return and get that set off. So that's been quite fun getting that done. But that's
it looks it.
So interesting.
Yeah, for the rest of the week it's been mostly colour pixels. So I spent yesterday testing all of the images that I cut for bakery. They're ready to go now. There's still 5 pictures I need editing for the book's fully finished, but it's pretty much there. And today I've been working on the Switch, getting that connected, which took all day. Just getting all the right software and everything downloaded and getting all connected. But it's working now, touch wood, which is great, because then next week I can just come in and make all the changes that are needed for the next book or collection to go out to Nintendo.
Yeah, sounds good. It'd be nice to get lot checks sent off for that as soon as possible. But yeah, Jack, what have you been up to?
Where do I start? So, this week's all been about 3D for me. It's been a bit of a change of pace. We're doing some little tests for Athena. I'm not sure if we're going to use them or not. Is that right? Yeah, I can use them. But I've been playing around, and we've got 2 characters fully modelled, textured, made, not made. So I'm quite happy. You might have called them on Discord, but yeah, it's been a really interesting week not doing coloring pixels. It's been all mouse work instead of using a pen, so I'm all thrown off. But yeah, it's been good fun.
No, that's great. As for me, I've mainly been working on Wheel Loop, basically just destroying everything that we've got. Everything that I've made is just ruined, but I'm going to rebuild it better. That's the plan anyway. But yeah, other than that, I've been helping Lee a lot with the tax and getting set up with Switch and stuff as well. It's been quite time consuming, unfortunately, but yeah, it's good that we've got that sorted. Yeah. But yeah, I think the bakery book has been announced.
Yeah, the announcement's been out today. It won't be out for another week if you're watching this video as it comes out, but the store page is up to check it out. It's a very, very good book. So add it to your wish list and get ready for release.
Take that as a compliment.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Woo, woo, thanks to the Patreons who are voting on the next DLC. Yeah, little plug. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.